All right, so you guys all hang out in for the forest for a while. You see Lily, like, specifically take your magic potions away from you, which apparently you guys didn't question, and then cast a spell directly at you guys. Which
That's what I was saying is that I think she's weird, but I like avidly protect everything she wants to do because I like force everybody to make her happy.
okay.
So she
I
brought
already know
me
this.
out of my rest in the forest?
Yeah, I mean, if you went back to an inn to sleep, she's like, no, right? And she took you out into the forest.
No, Lily, I have to go to sleep.
Why?
Because I need to get rested to heal.
It's so early. We need to go grab dinner afterwards. I have a great social activity for all of us.
Let's just move forward from it because going back and role playing everything doesn't change the outcome.
I mean, even if Faye wasn't there, it doesn't change it.
Yeah, nothing has changed.
Oh, okay.
Because the spell went off anyway, and blah, blah, blah.
Oh, yeah, it didn't work. You're right.
So, what do you guys do? You are still on this mission to get the gem, and Salivar warned you not to trust people who would try and stop you.
Well, since all my friends seem crazy now, I'm gonna go look at the... Oh, there's no books, right?
Nope. It's a small mining town.
I'm gonna ask around if anyone heard legends about a big snake in the caverns.
Who do you ask this to?
Hmm.
The right person.
Someone who looks magically inclined.
There is no one that looks magically inclined.
Someone who looks smart.
All right, you
Like
walk
an
up
old
to
man.
you walk up to an old man who is sitting outside of the tavern, whittling away at something.
Yes. How can I help you?
Hello. You look
No, I'm
like
just kidding.
someone who's been around, mister. I was wondering if you'd have some knowledge to share with me.
What are you looking for, young lady?
Are you from around here?
I don't live here. I live over there. He points at a building.
Good enough, good enough. Have you heard anything about giant snakes in the area?
Yes, you must have heard the rumors.
Yeah. And I
Yes.
wanted to know if you knew more, because I only heard glimpses of it. I feel like it's an incomplete story. It seems like a really good one, too.
There's a naga. Yeah, they call it a spirit naga in one of the abandoned mine shafts. It's very, very dangerous. Many men were killed by it.
Well, damn. How did it get there?
We were tunneling, and in the tunneling, I wasn't there. This happened about 6 months ago. But apparently, if the rumors are true, they tunneled into one of the caverns that Naga was living in, purely by accident. It came out, devoured a few men. Some men fell to its side. No one knows really how the Naga got control of them, but they fought for the Naga against their fellow. Yes. And then,
Jeez.
yeah, we retreated, boarded up the mine shaft, and yeah. Now, I've heard of adventurers trying to go and do crazy things, but that's a crazy beast. It's 30 feet long, with a human face that looks like boiled leather. It'll eat you up.
That sounds like a scary tale. Did anyone ever try to defeat it?
Why? You just board it up and keep on mining in the other shafts. We've got plenty of areas to mine.
What if you guys join up to the other side with it?
Now, are you here to cause trouble? Are you questioning the way things we do in our town?
No. I'm just worried because of this creature I've been hearing about. I'm scared.
It's fine. No one's seen it in months. We boarded it up. It can't get out. It has no arms. Can't take the boards off. Stupid creature.
I laugh along with him. And then I... Thank you. Thank you. You're reassuring. Thank you. What's your name?
What's your name? Isn't it proper to introduce yourself first?
Lillian.
Lillian. It's very nice to meet you, Lillian.
Nice to meet you too.
My name is Bill.
Aw, what a sweet name. I knew a man called Bill back in the days. Then I start walking. Okay, so I go back to...
That
Bye.
reminds me that we didn't roleplay coming out of the cave, but I would have arranged it so that it at least looked like no one had been there. so no one would have known.
You guys hacked apart the boards that opened the cave.
Oh, just kidding then.
You specifically specified with an axe. You hacked it to bits.
Oh, okay then. Never mind.
But that could have been anyone's axe, Neil.
And there's no way to tell whose axe did that.
Axe of time.
All
All
right.
right.
So
Well-
that night I go to bed and change my spells to a lot of dispel magics.
Yeah, I just go to bed and rest up.
How much was the doctor, Neil? Did he tell us?
Did you actually hire him?
Yeah.
Okay. It is 1 gold per day for him to oversee your care and concoct the things to feed you and whatnot.
Actually, I don't go to bed. I go to like a bar. Is there a bar where
Yes, there is a bar.
miners are hanging out?
Yes.
And I try to chat up some miners and just learn more about like the mining operations and what they do here, and you know what they're actually mining for and stuff.
I go to the thing and I rest
All
for a
right.
day.
So you stay at the inn.
I'm removing the goal.
Yeah, 1 gold and 3 silver for the inn room because you still have to pay for that. You're talking to a guy in the bar, December, and what do you ask him exactly?
I'm just asking him general small talk, like I make up some story about like why I'm actually here. You know, I'm on a mission to deliver a message to a foreman from someone else. You know, something inconsequential, and then I just act interested in what they're doing and ask questions about what actually they're mining for and where they ship the things that they mine.
A charisma check.
Is that a D20 plus? charisma?
D20 plus charisma.
Hello. Sorry.
Can I do something before we go to bed, Neil?
Sure. Let's
Okay,
wait for
I'm
this
gonna
charisma check to be over.
Okay.
I tried to give myself 16 charisma.
23. All right. He talks to you for a while. He explains that they call this the Iron Rock Mountain because of the vast quantities of iron that are found underneath it. And that's mostly what they get. Occasionally they'll come across some trace elements of other metals, but it's almost predominantly iron down here. And the
I
town
asked
is
them
entirely devoted to it. What?
Ask them where they trade it as well, like where they send it.
They just do the mining. He's not too involved in the other details, but let's take a look at the map. Where's this mountain? Most of the all of the iron gets sent to Canuta, which is the significant town to the west, and from there, various distributors buy it and ship it off to wherever it needs to go. But they sell it wholesale in Canuta.
I asked him what's the most interesting thing he's ever come across in the mines.
He proceeds to tell you about the story of this time when they were mining in this area, and he heard these screams, and all of a sudden there was this giant snake-like creature that everyone was talking about, and he had to flee the mines because there was this massive 15-foot long. And then upon telling the story, a couple of other miners come over and like, oh yeah, you mean the Naga? And then it starts becoming like a group of people telling you about this story.
What are all the stories they tell me?
The various stories, just like there's this large snake-like beast down in the mines, and it came out and or they stumbled across it accidentally. He wasn't actually there for it, but it came out and started attacking people, and people tried to defend themselves, and there was magic going on, and people were dying, and he heard the screams, and someone running past him be like, you got to get out, there's monsters, and he just left. And the other people are saying, they're all pretty much the same. No one here has actually seen the Naga itself, but they all claim to have been in the mine at the time.
I just act interested and like I have no idea what they're talking about.
Okay. What did you want to do, Lily?
Before we go to bed, I'm gonna cast detect magic on them.
Detect magic on the party?
Yeah.
So,
I don't know if that actually show, but Lily's
Yeah.
wondering what the fuck's going on. So
let's see. Oh, too many
I would
dice.
try to do it away from the eyes of like the public. I wouldn't like be. Ta-da!
A, B, C, D, detect magic. Yeah, you see a slight enchantment charm coming from the party.
I say enchanted, and then I go to bed.
All right, you guys all go to sleep. You wake up the next day. Faye, if you want your 3 HP per day, you need
Oh,
pure
yeah.
bed rest. So you are stuck in your inn room doing nothing while the healing man comes and goes a couple times a day, checking up on you.
Okay. Okay.
So during that day, I suggest to everyone that we kind of fan out and try to learn everything we can about what's going on and where might be a good place to start looking for secrets or valuables, because if we can't find a gem underneath, we have to find treasure for our crew or they're going to mutiny. So I say we just kind of start asking around and fan out. I'm gonna try the approach of like being an outsider. I'm gonna tell people the story of like I was here to deliver a message to a foreman from someone. I was hired to do that, but I have to wait for his response. So that's why I'm just hanging out, and then I'm gonna flirt with people and try to get them to give me information about like the riches of the mountain kind of thing.
As she says that, I nod my head and I walk off towards the town, like towards the houses.
At some point when everyone gets together to eat, I'm gonna suggest we all go to the room so that I can cast a spell to protect them.
Well, I'm talking about sending everybody out for the day to like go find information. So
No,
I guess you
before
probably
we
want to
leave-
do that before that.
Before
Yeah.
we leave, I think a good blessing cast by me could help you guys with seeing the true vision when we talk to people.
Okay.
I've been working on it. I think it might work. And then I bring you all to the room. I remove the potions. I'm like, I wouldn't want to alter them for potions.
Which
No,
room? Which room?
Your room, because you're in bed rest.
So you all gather in Faye's room. Lily excuses the potions, takes them into her room for the night. And you cast Dispel Magic again?
Yeah,
All right, now before we do it, do you want to roll as the group as a whole, or do you want to do individuals?
individuals.
All
I'm
right.
not there, right?
No, because you don't sleep in inns.
Right.
Yeah. Okay,
Oh,
so
but for one, I can still roll for every one individual.
Well, what Lily's saying is that she gathered everyone before we left or did anything for the day. So I think she went and got you.
Yeah. But so for one spell, I can roll for everyone once.
Yeah.
yeah, you can do it individually or as a group.
I'll do it individually to confirm I'm not dealing with a bunch of lunatics.
Okay, so who do you want to roll for first?
Faye,
All right, give me a d20.
17.
Okay. And give me one for December and one for Tyrant. December and Tyrant. Okay.
Are they uncrazied? I guess we
Um,
can talk to them.
you guys are no longer charmed.
Ha! ha,
Well,
ha. See the true vision.
December is like.
No.
So do we remember being charmed, Neil? Like
you
we-
remember all the events as they happened. You just no longer feel this bond of friendship. It's almost like a slight haze in your mind has been removed.
Okay.
Why on earth did we think that monster was our friend?
Well, so technically, Neil, out of character, we still feel it was okay that we did that, right? That's it.
Think of
We
it
just
as
move on?
like when you wake up one morning, like, oh my god, what did I do last night at the bar? It's that sort of thing.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So like you
Back-
know you did it, you understand why you did it at the time, but now you're like looking at it from an outside perspective and like, holy shit, that was
December looks at the little figurine that Tyrant is holding and is like kind of points at it and looks at him like this.
Really?
I
He
don't know.
slowly crushes it.
I just kind of drop it to the ground, and as I look at it, I'm staring down at it. Both my ears kind of flip a little bit and twitch.
Well.
And I snort.
Now look who's not the weirdo.
December says, sorry, Lily.
It's okay. We
Yeah,
should
right.
probably rest for one more day, because might as well. I can change my spells. Faye can keep feeling better.
Technically, I'm still in bed, right? Sleeping.
Yeah, you're still in bed.
I mean,
But
I will
we
conduct
should-
an investigation on what this naga is.
All right,
And then
I'm
I start
still
walking
gonna-
off.
Okay.
we can get going tomorrow, but yeah, let's get as much info as we can today, talk to as many people as we can, and tomorrow investigate some more. Do you guys want to like try to fight this beast, or just ignore it and try not to go after it?
Well, it sounds like it was really interested in the treasure we wanted, so we may conclude that it has a lot of treasure if it's that interested in treasure.
True.
If we can think of a good way to take it down, we might as well.
Yeah.
I learned it doesn't have arms. I don't know if we can use that to our advantage. Now would I know that it's charmed by eyesight?
We
No,
would
you
know
would not.
but we would know because we looked into its eyes and all of a sudden felt like we had to be its friend. So
yeah,
we
but I
would
mean,
know
you may not have made the connection between looking into its eyes or just looking at it directly.
that. Can we roll for that? Because I feel like, I see what you're saying. Between
Yeah.
eyes or just looking at it in general.
Yeah, like you were looking at it, and all of a sudden, like, oh, hey, look, it's that. He looks like a nice guy, and then you might not make the realization that it's a gaze attack.
But so we can think it's the voice. We can think it's like a spell that just drops on you.
Yeah, it's very easy. He could have just cast a spell.
Okay.
So I don't really know how we could.
Yeah.
Let's get
Actually,
started.
give me an intelligence check. If any of you guys rolls a 28 or higher, I'll say you can make the.
Including me.
Yeah. 28, you have a theory.
30.
30, I was going to say 30, you're pretty sure that it's a gaze attack sort of thing.
I think it's a gaze attack, guys.
Well, I think we should just believe Lily from here on out. I don't know why we ever doubted her.
I've thought long and hard about this, and I'm not sure it's that.
Did you roll a
Well-
d20 plus 3 for your intelligence check?
Yep.
You have like normal intelligence.
3?
It's like 10. I mean, unless you want it to be that low.
He told me he was supposed to be dumb.
All right.
Yeah, you told me I was dumb.
I mean, they're
What's
minotaurs.
my
They're
intelligence?
they're dumb, but they're not. They're not.
What's my intelligence?
I would say your intelligence is. Let me double check in the
Make him
monsters
dumb.
manual.
It's fun.
No, it's fine. He can be dumb, but
I thought it was five.
he's.
He told me last
Yeah,
time,
it's
so I
between
think
5 and 7. You can pick anywhere in between 5 and 7. Or we'll just call it 6. We'll call it 6. How about that?
All right.
So I'm
Same
thinking
as my willpower.
That ain't much.
so that guy seems to be magically inclined. We know that. It seems like he uses gaze attacks, but he could have some more spells or not.
Well, priority is that we need to get our hands on some treasure. So, and Faye needs to rest. So let's let her rest. Let's conduct our investigations today.
We can
Find
look
out what
around
we
and
can.
ask about the fog, the
Oh, the mold.
yeah, the mold.
Okay, that was it. I was like, don't forget to ask about the mold, guys.
Okay.
Okay. So break. Let's go.
Okay.
And
Go.
as we leave, I pick up the figurine that Tyrant dropped and I tuck it in my cloak and keep it.
Okay.
She's gonna start doing voodoo on it.
All right. So, you guys go around and ask about what exactly treasure you're trying to investigate and figure out where there might be.
I talk to all of the mining people just to find out more about like where in the mountain things are mined, and I flirt with them and try to get them to tell me if there are any like other interesting things in the mountain, like any other riches, that kind of stuff.
Okay. The first two people you talk to, well, the very first guy you talk to doesn't know anything. He's one of the, you go up to him, talk to him. Turns out he's not actually a miner. You end the conversation quickly. The second guy talks to you. He explains mining operations. These are the kind of the people in charge. He seems to be give me a charisma check, actually.
And I'm trying to kind of get like a mental schematic of the mountain and the operations and stuff.
Yeah, he's fairly. He seems to be charmed with you and is enjoying the conversation and slightly flirting with you too. He kind of explains how things work, how the miners talk to the foreman, and how they dictate this, and how they like use these tools. But you get a rough idea of the mining operation, fairly rough.
And like what I'm asking too is where, because I'm trying to get an idea of if we were to go into the mountain and like try to explore some of the excavations and stuff like that, where we would go. And
He specifically says that you can't go into the mountain. It's for miners only. It's not open to people just to walk down it.
I know that, but I'm just trying to get him to tell me things about it that would help me make a mental map of what's going on. So like, I might flirt with him and be like, well, where do you work? And, do you go on this side of the mountain? Is there anything on that side of the mountain?
What is that sound?
I think she grabbed her mic.
It sounded like someone farted. All right.
Yeah. You don't get a mental schematic of the map. Like he doesn't really avoid those questions, but he seems uninterested in them. Like, oh, don't worry. Like it's a mine. It's confusing and complicated. There's no real way to explain it. But I work on like the second level of the mine, or I work on the first level of the mine, and he gives very vague answers. But it turns out everything they mine here is just iron.
Okay.
You talked to 4 people that day. The third person you talked to is pretty new at the thing. He's a youngish man. He's just recently started working in the mines, came here from out of town for work. And the third person, the fourth person you speak to, you start asking him about the mine and stuff, and he seems very kind of defensive about information. You start asking things, and at a certain point, he kind of glares at you and says, "What are you looking for?"
I'm just bored. I'm just hanging out, and I'm a messenger, but I travel the world and try to learn as many things as I can. So I'm just interested in what you guys do here. I've never been to a mining town before.
Not a lot of people are interested in mining.
What
was the foreman you were supposed to deliver the message to? Who was he again?
I wasn't allowed to know his name.
Have you delivered it yet?
Yes.
What do you look like?
I was to leave it for him at the inn with a note, a red ribbon around it at the front desk. And he was to ask for a note with a red ribbon on it.
So you were supposed to just deliver a message to the inn, and the foreman would know to go pick it up from there.
Mm-hmm. And I'm supposed to pick up his response in a few days, so that's why I'm waiting around.
Why didn't they just tell you who to deliver it to?
I don't know. I don't ask these questions. I'm just a courier.
Seem to be asking a lot of questions around here.
I told you I'm bored.
I don't ask questions. Tell me more about the mountain.
You're not with me. and I throw in some sugar too, and I'm like, but you've just been so interesting that you've really kept my mind occupied today.
I think you should roll for D3 of how many of your boobs fall out when you're talking to them.
No. Anyway, Neal.
We're not on Mars.
What I said.
Yeah.
Not in this D&D show, Jeff. Maybe another one.
Only Neal got it. D3 on the boobs.
I gotcha.
I got it too. Maybe the space edition of Misscliks.
We
have talked about that before.
Yeah, we did talk about it.
We almost did a space edition instead of a pirate edition.
The space one.
It's a different conversation.
Assuming that in the space one.
3 times more powerful maternally.
So he seems to, when you start like laying on the sugar a little bit, he stands up, says, "You be careful around here. We don't like looky-loos," and walks out.
Looky-loos.
Yeah, he calls you a looky-loo. All right, let's switch over to Tyrant.
December looks really hurt when he says that. She's like,
looky-loos.
Tyrant, what are you doing?
I am walking into people's houses, but to be polite, I'm announcing myself as I open the door.
Just like, "Hello, I'm Tyrant. I'm walking into your house right now."
My name is Tyrant. I am a Minotaur. I need to ask you about a naga.
The first couple houses you open up are completely empty.
Is there anyone here?
how long does he stand and wait for someone to answer?
About 10 minutes. It's pretty long. Just stands there.
Well, you're standing in the first house. Like, you open the first door, no one's there. You're standing like, "Hello? Hello?" And someone comes up behind you, like, "Excuse me, can I help you with something?"
Yes. Yes, my name is Tyrant. I would like to know as much as you can tell me about a Minotaur. Or a Naga.
And the Naga, he regales you with this story about how he was there in the mines and he was running out and caught a glimpse of it as he ran past. And it's this 35-foot long serpent with human heads on the end of it, possibly the heads of his victims, and how it was eating people and wrapping around them and breaking their backs and had these long venomous fangs coming out of its human face. The description is pretty bad.
Right to the next house, do the same thing.
He follows up behind you like, are you just knocking on people's door to ask them?
Yes. Where I come from, we don't even have doors.
Well, most of these people are in the mines right now working. So...
You could say they don't mind then.
He
Also,
smiles
Neal-
a little bit. All right, just... I guess if you don't know, but here if no one answers the door, you don't walk in. It's not customary here.
Very good. So I go to the next house and I knock on the door.
Okay. Oh, there's
Yes,
an answer
Neal-
to the door. Yeah.
Just a side note, as you don't have to roleplay mine, but as soon as the guy who I was talking to leaves
Mhm.
and is out of sight, I stealthily follow him if I can.
Okay. That was the last person you talked to. It was later in the
Yeah.
afternoon. We'll get there in a bit. So you walk to the next door. Someone opens. It's like, oh, hello? What do you want? Are you here to kill me?
No. Tell me all that you know about a Naga.
Naga. Oh, you mean the serpent down in the mines? He tells you
Very good.
a similar story. I mean, he wasn't there. He heard it from a friend, but he talks to you about the Naga, about how it's this large snake-like beast with a human head. This is a much more accurate description, actually. And how they had to board up the mines afterwards because it was too dangerous to go down there anymore.
Okay. I do this a few times, Neil, and then I just head back.
You get a general impression of the town's impression of the mine. Naga. Faye, you're sleeping all day. You're kind of bored, but you feel like the medicine the guy gives you, while disgusting and gross, does kind of make your insides feel a little bit better. Lily, what are you doing today?
I'm asking around about moss.
Moss.
Mold.
Yeah.
Mold?
Mold.
Yeah.
Okay.
My justification is that I'm interested in magic, and I heard that this moss can be used for a spell. I'm wondering if it's actually in the cave.
No one seems to know what you're talking about. No one knows anything about magical moss or moss that could be used in magic spells. They all say that you should go talk to a wizard about it. Well, not all, but most of them say, oh, you could go find a wizard, but there's none in this town.
Even Bill doesn't know?
Yeah, Bill doesn't know anything.
Damn it. Damn it, Bill. Alright, then I'm disappointed. I'm gonna go chill with Faye a little bit.
Okay. And this is where we will end our first hour of the show.
Okay.
Cool.
See you guys in a few minutes. Bye-bye.